funds in the interest of Nigerian people. The same arrangement is advocated at all levels to ensure that government interventions reach the poor. Reversal and suspension of further increases in school fees across the nation. A drastic reduction and removal of import duties paid on essential drugs and medical consumables to relieve the current hardship being witnessed by the sick. Direct all state governments to immediately pay all owed wages, wage awards, allowances, gratuities, and pensions. Cash transfer to the vulnerable with verifiable and inclusive social register to begin immediately. A tax holiday, immediate tax holiday to all workers earning from 100,000 naira per month and below, including a reduction in pay for all workers earning below 500,000 per month. A removal of VAT on basic consumer items. Purchase and use of made in Nigeria goods and services to stimulate local production and save jobs. Immediate reduction in the cost of governance in Nigeria at all levels to reflect the nation's tight fiscal position. Halt immediately the implementation of all IMF and World Bank policies in Nigeria. They have not only worked anywhere, but have brought extreme hardship, which imperils our nation's security and undermines our sovereignty. Speedy conclusion of the national minimum wage negotiation, ensuring that it approximates a living wage. So, some of the foregoing proposal recommendations are actually part of previously agreed collective bargaining agreements, CBA, between organized labor and government at various times. So the belief is that diligent implementation of this proposal in consultation with social partners, via different processes of social dialogue, will go a long way in recovering our economy from the precipice and repositioning Nigeria as a productive economy with capabilities for decent job creation, inclusive growth, and the rule of law. So those are the 7 points. Straight to the point. What do you make of the 7-point demand of the NLC to the president? And what do you also think about the one-day protest and the decision to suspend that of the second day, that's today? Because the protest was 2 days, 27th and 28th. But NLC came forward and said, due to the overwhelming success of day one, they feel the need to suspend today's protest. So what do you think about the suspension of day 2 protest, and what do you think of day 1's protest? That's the first focal point. The second is taken off the front page of the Punch newspaper, and it is as regards the MPC's decision to increase interest rates to 22.75%. The last time the MPC met, it was that's Monetary Policy Committee, by the way, was last year. Before this is the first MPC that Yemi Cardoso would be heading, all right, and that was 18.75%. So there's an increase now, a further increase to 22.75%. Inflation is standing at about 29.9% at this time now, and so the reason for the increase, the CBN is saying, is to fight inflation, fight our exchange rate problem, and fight the so many other economic woes that has bedeviled the nation. So what is your take on the first MPC meeting of the Cardoso-led CBN? Because there are other things that were said aside from the interest rate hike. I think I mentioned that earlier on. So do you support the decision to consistently raise the interest rate? I mean, there's been maybe some people who believe that is the only way out, whether we like it or not. I mean, that is the firm belief of Mr. Yemi Cardoso, for him to come in, despite what history has taught us that this is not solving anything. Can we do away with it? But then he has come in, and after a few months in office, this is what he has decided to do: increase the interest rate. So do you support the decisions to consistently raise the interest rate? And how would you rate the efforts of the CBN under Yemi Cardoso when it comes to the issues of forex management, monetary and fiscal policies? 400 basis points. 400. That's the That's the benchmark. Yes, that's the vote to increase the benchmark interest rate. So that's what we have, and those are the two focal points. 8:49 a.m. Fuad, please share your thoughts so we can open the phone line.
All right. On the demands of labor, the 17 points, I think they are all in order, because again, some of those things were promises made by government, not even demands of organized labor. They were promises government by themselves made. For example, the CNG buses, it was a promise they made by themselves in the presidential broadcast.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it was just labor digging up some of those things and adding it to their own in close to maybe 6-7 months. A lot of those things have not even been implemented. Remember that there was a time after the presidential broadcast, Sandra, there was this story about the fact that, look, all of the committees that were supposed to sit to activate most of these decisions have not even met once.
Yes.
That, these promises were made. There were supposed to be people to sit down as committee members to activate
the implementation of this.
They have not even sat for once, talkers of even thinking of how to implement some of those things. And here we are now. I told Sova, I said, look, whether we like it or not, we are going to open our eyes in a few days now and discover that this government has been there for 1 year. And then what would have been the score points for them? So 17 points, 17 demands of labor, all in order. A lot of them are supposed to help the poor. Some of them are supposed to help the private business sector. Some of them, of course, to help civil servants with the wage award, for example, the minimum wage conversation, for example. I know that the CNG buses will be difficult to really implement. I know. Again, we've been seeing one or two. Ogun State governor has paraded some. Lagos State had done 1 or 2 tests. I've seen 1 or 2 buses under testing in Lagos and all of that. Where are the test kits? Remember that there was the promise that, look, we're going to bring in a lot of CNG conversion test kits, make it available for the people, make it affordable for them. All of those things have been too much of rhetoric and promises, and we've not really seen anything. So I'm not surprised that the Labour has put again these demands before the president. It's a direct demand to the president, and we wait to see. On the issue of tax waivers and all of those things, look, the government is on an aggressive revenue drive, so most of those recommendations or demands, it's at variance with government policies at this time. So one will be thinking, like, are they going to do this when they are looking for a lot of money everywhere and anywhere to begin to give tax rebates and all of those kind of things? But I think fantastic 17 demand from the organized labor. The government implementing them is another conversation entirely. I don't think a lot of those things are going to be implemented by this government, because they've not even shown commitment enough to implementing simple things like a wage award of 35,000 to workers over a period of 6 months. They've only been able to do it twice, Sandra. Even basic salaries, normal salaries of federal workers are not coming out and when due. So again, that's why I keep saying that labor, organized labor now, NLC, TUC, their affiliate unions, they need to put on their thinking cap, come up with a very good strategy to negotiate and get anything out of this government. I know why I'm saying that. This is not even the Buhari government, too. I'm sorry. With this government, organized labor has to be united. They must be forward thinking. They must be pragmatic in their processes and be more organized to get anything positive out of this government. It's just my own opinion from what I'm seeing. Okay. And then on the MPC decision of the Cardoso government, like we predicted, that look, when they meet, they will increase interest rate. It's just the pattern now. It's been a consistent pattern, even though, like you have said, history has shown us that, look, this has not resolved anything. It's not been able to tackle a problem of inflation. And I think severally we've done a review to show that, look, the causes of inflation in Nigeria does not necessarily mean it's the same thing with the kind of inflation we have in other countries. And having the same prescription for an ailment that has different sources. For example, you have headache. My own headache will just be as a result of stress. The other person may because he has BP. They were using the same drug. We are not going to achieve the same thing.
That was exactly what Sage said in our conversation yesterday.
I have headache. You just say, because the person has headache, he's using the same. Meanwhile, this one has high blood pressure. That's why he's having a headache. And this other one maybe just had a stressful day. And so what I'm saying is that, look, I think we need to localize our own problems and begin to look at homegrown solutions.
It's one of the demands of labor.
Yes.
How this IMF World Bank policies, can we do away with
you know the same thing that Chief M.K. Abiola said. God bless his soul. That look, the best surgeon in Norway, for example, may not have seen malaria before, and then you bring him here and make him a medical director. We are going to kill everybody. So I think that Mr. Yemi Cardoso needs to understand some of these things, even though I think they are like Shegumi said, we should begin to look at welfareist economic policies, Sandra. an economic policy that is more welfareist in nature, more about the welfare of the people than an economy that promotes more of the elitist class, the business class, the bourgeoisie in our society. It should be more about the downtrodden, the low-income earners, welfare for the people. And that was why Shigumi was saying over the weekend that, look, we should look more to the east. Look at the Chinese model. Look at the Asian tigers who have a more welfareist kind of economic package, Singapore, for example, than the West. We've been doing the Western thing. It has not led us anywhere. It has thrown us more into crisis. And then on the issue of forex management, you know what, Sandra, just 1 minute on this. Unfortunately, the things that are supposed to get us back on track when it comes to forex in the country and firming up of the naira against the dollar are not domiciled alone at the CBN. Yes, they can tinker with monetary and fiscal policies, but there are other things that holistically requires the government to do. For us, for example, demand supply, so supply of dollars, dollar earnings. The CBN cannot on their own, for example, monitor crude oil proceeds. You understand? It has to be a joint effort of the NNPCL, the Ministry of Petroleum, government, the Accountant General, and everybody working to ensure that, look, oil proceeds in the country are well accounted for. Diversification of our economy, for example, is not domiciled completely with the CBN. For example, if you are looking at agriculture, one of our callers says that we should scrap the Ministry of Agric because the Agric ministers have not been doing anything.
And they are the ones in charge of the 40 metric tons, the 40,000 metric tons.
So that one is there. So then you also look at the extractive industry. Mr. Adele Alaki has been there, So that's also one thing. And then the issue of power supply too. It's not a complete responsibility of the CBN for us to be able to drive production, cost of production. So what I'm saying is that, look, it's not just a Yemi Cardoso CBN problem. We also have to look at the government as a whole. They must be able to jointly drive economic policies that will get out of these economic woes.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad. And there you have it. Now let's get your thoughts on your contribution as regards the focal points for the day. I mean, especially as regards this interest rate hike, the fact that economists are foreseeing job losses in a country where the unemployment rate is at an all-time low, and are also looking at a possibility of a recession in the country. So let's have a conversation. 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. And for text messages and WhatsApp messages, we have 0913 6000 430. 0913 6000 430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp messages. Now, we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section of both platforms, and we're good to go as regards that. But before we move on to what we are going to get from Mainland Focus conversation, I have a message here from Trends in the Papers. Mr. Alex Enoma Solomon saying, good morning, Sandra. Said Fuad has consistently taken side with the compromised organized labor. I really wonder what his stakes are. The NLC nationwide protest of yesterday was merely a cosmetic exercise. It was actually a total sellout. Honestly, NLC has evidently lost its relevance. Alex Solomon from Isheri, Lagos. That's a very interesting take on Fuad's opinion on the conversation.
I always support labor.
That we have, yes?
That I'm always supporting labor.
Yes, consistently taking sides with labor.
Okay, because I feel that they should protest. If labor is a sellout, that's their problem. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing. I cannot over speculate on the agenda of labor.
The backdrop of a lot of decisions that labor is taking, but we know that they did protest.
So I'm going to work with what I know. I shouldn't be working with what I don't know. If they sell out, that's their problem. And if they sell out, to what end? What are they going to be achieving selling their people out?
Well, 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. Let's have a conversation. Those are the two focal points. I reeled out the 17-point demand of NLC to the president. So what do you make of the 17-point demand of the NLC to the president? And what do you also think about the one-day protest and the decision to suspend that of the second day? Also, interest rates, economists, private sector foresee job losses. What's your take on the first MPC meeting of the Cardoso-led CBN? Do you support the decision to consistently raise the interest rate? And how would you rate the efforts of the CBN under Yemi Cardoso when it comes to the issue of forex management, monetary and fiscal policies? 0913 6000 410, 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. You have just 2 minutes. Please, let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame that's allotted to callers, and let's ensure to keep things clean. Would really appreciate that. All right, so we have some messages here even as we await the calls. We have some WhatsApp messages here. It says that my name is Wale. Those saddled with the mismanagement of our economy are using what they read in 괶ᴜᴏ economist textbook. That's why they tell you that market forces will regulate the free fall of naira and the price of petroleum products, whereas in our very own eyes, life is becoming unbelievable on a daily basis. And that is Wale sharing his own thoughts. I also have here good morning Mainland FM. This is Gbolahan from Okoba. Look at the sorry situation we're in since this government came into power. It has been one nightmare or the other. Since when they said subsidy is gone, Nigerians have been lamenting from the wrong policies, insecurities, inflation. They have turned the people to beggars, and I'm not really taking much from that, but thank you very much, Bolan from Okoba. So we also have here Good Day Mainland Radio and listeners. The federal government will not fulfill the promises made to Nigerians through the Nigeria Labour Congress because the posture and body language of the government shows reluctance. The suspension of the strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress shows the failure of the Trade Union Congress to be united with the Nigerian Labour Congress. And that is Adele in Festac Extension. I don't know if this is just a short one. Please, Damala, if you can hear, please, your attention is needed here. Thank you very much. All right, we also have some messages on Facebook. I have here the 7 points by the Labour are all part of what we have been talking about on this station. Let the government diversify the economy. Stop listening to colonial advices, except and S from the ETC. It will go a long way. The CBN being confident of its policies is like an agama lizard falling from an iroko tree and nodding its head in pride. The presidency, excessive offices, and also report are paradoxical, as you call lots of people to a place. When they get there, you now want to chase them away. CBN increased interest rates and expect a poverty and inflation-ridden economy to pay back with high interest. And that's coming from The World. I don't know if that's his real name, but that's what we have here on Facebook. We also have here Mr. Razak Adekunle is saying good morning. Good morning to you as well. Christopher F. Young, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. Please, what is the main reason why NLC concerned the protest or suspend the protest? I think that's what you're trying to say. All right. Fuad has told us since last year that Nigeria should take care of themselves. Nigerians, take care of yourself. TINUBU and APC will do everything to buy time till 2027. And that's coming from Christopher F. Young. All right. I think we are back on the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
Yes, we thank God for another day.
All right, thank you very much.
My name is Ambrose. We give God the glory. You talk about the protest, whether it was successful, right?
Yes. Oh no. What are your thoughts? I'm not asking if it was successful. I'm just asking.
Okay.
What do you think of the protest?
My thought is this. Either too, I used to feel that the NLC has been infiltrated, and that you don't blame the NLC when most of the time these strikes don't work. But for that of yesterday, I am disappointed. Let me tell you why. This was a protest. It wasn't a strike. People went to work and all of that. So I didn't expect the NLC to call off the protest. It was a protest. So, I mean, why would the NLC call off a protest? If it were a strike, fine. we are just trying to make our grievances known. This thing that is happening is just that the NLC, they are organized. That's why they call them organized labor. They are speaking on behalf of Nigerians. And as I talk to you now, they are speaking the mind of Nigerians. Do you know that every time in my bank account, every day they will remove between 100 and 300 naira? It's part of it. You can imagine at the end of the day, what would they use the money for? They will still go. That's why all the bank CEOs are so much in money. About the policies of CBN and all of that, honestly, I don't really know if they have policies, because most of the policies are somersaulting, and we want to see policies that will work. We want to see the naira begin to regain strength. We want to see the naira to $1 at par. We want to see NEPA working. All these policies, they have the way. That's why sometimes when we talk about the federal government, it's not as if we are saying the state or local government don't have their share. But the federal government, they set the pace. They determine how, things will go. It is the template. It is what they put down that state government and local government will also operate on. So sometimes even when state government mean well, so sometimes when we talk, they say we always, no, I'm not blaming federal government. All of them, they are culpable. So for me, I have not seen any of the policies they have done until the policy will affect the common man on the street. Until the policy will make the common man to be. I just remember, my friend in Kogi called me that when they plant crops at night, these people will just come at night. These headsmen, they will eat everything. So it is very important.
All right.
Please let me not divert. Good morning. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. It's fine. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Ms. Sandra. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ford, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mohammed Abbas from Kenya.
Yes, Mohammed Abbas. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing? How is the other man? Okay.
It's fine.
I hope it's fine. Okay.
It's very fine.
So
It's 2 minutes that is allotted to everybody because the salutations are.
Yeah, because I know, but those that I don't have anything to say because this government is already failure. So it's like they don't have ideas for the problem that we are in. So I don't think I can call anything, but just that I don't want to say that you have to try to blackmail us, blackmail our members because I'm coming to listening to FICAL.
Hello? The quality of the call is very poor. Maybe we can barely hear you. Maybe you should call back. We can take we can take a call back from you. We can barely hear you, so there's no point there. Hello, good morning.
Hello? Yeah, good morning. My name is Obiegwe. I'm calling from Bagadaville.
All right.
Quickly, two things. One is what your guest said about analyzing what he can see about labor. I think, I understand that perspective, but it's not the full perspective. When you have to talk, when you're analyzing to the public, you need to know deeper than what is written on the surface, or else you will not guide them properly.
Okay, enlighten us.
So what do you know?
Enlighten us.
Okay, let me tell you what I mean. When it comes to labor, let me give you factual information.
Okay.
Between 2003 and 2007, I used to advise a friend who was a minister, and the labor, including NANS, wanted to go on strike and all sorts, and they were giving money, the NANS people. In fact, the NANS was being led by someone who is presently, he contested for Anambra State governorship, or I think he's now in Senate or House of Reps presently. And they were fighting in the minister's lobby. I'm not saying what I'm guessing, I'm saying what I observed, and I was shocked beyond belief.
That was what year? That was what year?
This was between 2003 and 2007.
So
yes.
Are you saying they're giving labor money now? Do you have a fact to the fact that this current
that's money? What I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No,
if you're
do you have empirical evidence that this labor now has collected money?
The problem is that if you are not reasoning, if somebody has observed something over 20 years, I'm an auditor, forensic auditor. No, you're trying to deflect the thing.
I'm not.
You are deflecting.
You came forward with an argument.
Just hold on.
If you don't have anything to back up your facts.
I'm the one that called.
But you're using our platform, so we have to be careful with the information.
No, what did I say? I'm saying that you should look deeper. I never said he should say what
so
he
it's
did.
an allegation. It's alright. It's an allegation.
I'm saying that you should look deeper. I'm not saying that you make any allegation.
You are making an allegation.
If you've called people 20 times and behaved the same way 20 times, the 21st time, unless the person is not reasoning with his brain. Sometimes people have become you use your platform to justify the molestation of Nigerians. I will tell you directly. Yes. So because I will tell you directly. You call people who how can somebody say I'm just saying what does that mean really? You understand? Even children are taught to be introspective. What does it mean to be analytical?
All right.
Let me ask your guest. What does it mean to be analytical?
Thank you very much.
You look beyond what it is.
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much. No, it's okay.
I need to respond. I need to
we will respond, but let him finish his thoughts so we can go. Is it done? Are you done, sir?
Now let me explain something to him.
So we can move on.
You have to work with facts. This is radio.
We have to work with facts.
And the facts, unless there's an evidence, there's something substantial out there to show that this labor is compromised. We can't just continue to assume.
And that's why I
make wrong allegations.
If he's alleging.
No, he said in 2000 and something, some NANS members collected money.
Was it there?
He said he saw it. They were fighting at the lobby, and then because NANS collected money 2000 and something, now means the organized labor has collected money now.
In 2020.
That's what I'm saying. That you have facts. You have collected money now.
We just need let's push something out. All right. In as much as we encourage you to call in and share your thoughts and your opinion and all of that, let us not forget. That it is very important that we are very careful of the information that we put out. All right. So. Yes, call in, share your thoughts, share your opinion, but we will not work with hearsay or grapevine or rumor.
Labor has collected money, they are compromised. When I don't have the facts.
Our integrity and our credibility is very, very important to us as a station. But thank you very much. I mean, we like to engage people like that, so we can. Maybe there's, we always say that maybe there's something some people are seeing that we are not seeing.
It should be based on facts and evidence.
No.
Because it's radio.
Maybe he has, and now I was asking, does he have evidence?
And I said, what do you know?
He does not have evidence. And he said that what he's trying to say that if something has been happening over time, that means
exactly has been happening?
That means that's what has happened again now.
What has been happening that he knows?
I mean, that's why we have our CBN governor hiking interest rate every time. So because it has been happening over time, so we should continue like that. Is that? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. You see, I just want to contribute to
what you please.
You said what?
Your name, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm Oladapo from Shomolu, Lagos here.
All right, please go ahead, Mr. Oladapo.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to your talk.
Okay, yes, please go on.
They should not just say it out again. They should just do what they want to do. Instead of promising, we will do that for Nigeria. We buy car for all the country. Life, bag of rice come to 10 naira. A bag of table will come to 5 naira. It has not been a good story in the people of the country again. So anything the government want to do, they just do it once and for all. They should stop promising Nigerians. That God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We appreciate it. Well, they'll make promises, but they'll make promises, but it is now going ahead with the promise and ensuring that this promise comes to fruition.
And I was hoping that we're going to be looking at the 17-point demand of labor. Really,
nobody's even saying anything about that. Maybe I can't read it again because it's too long.
Take all the time.
Yes, but then 0913-6000-410 for the day. 13 minutes past 9, and this is Mainland FM. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. So please do well to drop your contributions and your comments on there as well. Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, Sandra and Fuad.
Morning,
sir.
Engineer Nii from Yap.
Good morning, sir.
Please go ahead.
Concerning the protest of yesterday, that statement has been made. And I wouldn't, what they wanted to do it for 2 days. They did it for one day. They delivered their letter to various people that they wanted it to be delivered to, except that of Enugu State, where the police said that they should not move out of their labor house, which I am very disappointing situation. That is what I heard from the news. So I don't know whether it changed later in the day, but in the morning that's what I heard from news. Well, coming to the agenda 17, yes, I read in the NOET in my secondary school that aim at the sky, you will not. You aim at the treetop, you might not leave the ground. But if you aim at the sky, you will reach the treetop. Let them give them 70 or even 20 or 100 agendas. Let them do average of whatever they have given to them that will benefit the masses. It's good to have ambition. The level you reach and your ambition is what matters. They said refineries is working. It's not true. No refinery is working by now. Like the former caller said that they should tell us what they can do and what they are doing. I called Ponako yesterday. I'm a retired naval officer. My people are there. Then they are just petrol running. They are not producing a liter red yet. So and they are saying that there is what refinery is working. It's not a diversion, diversion, but we are coming to reality concerning the Cardoso issue. Multiple taxes that we have been having in Lagos is what they carry to the fact that they should stop it. They said they want the masses to breathe. How can you continue to increase import duty and all that, and you expect the price of the commodities in the market to be reduced? And they are agreeing with cement manufacturers to collect 8,000 from people for one cement. This capitalism that we are come to worship in Nigeria, they don't have the people's interest in their heart. Where is the welfareism? No security to go to farm, and yet the import duty is increasing.
Thank you very much.
This is how to run government. Let them pack it up. It's enough. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
I like that part.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning. I think we lost that one. Yeah, we did. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sandra.
Yes.
And Mr. Fuad. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Bruno calling from Command.
Yes.
See, I won't blame anybody that is claiming that NLC has been sold out or they have been bought up again, because this is what we have been saying over time. NLC, if they want people to take them serious, then they should be able to stand their ground every time. It's of no need of stopping the protest. It's of no need. There is nothing that warrants them to stop the protest. If you want to gain people's confidence. See, people came out to support them out there yesterday. We can see the turnout everywhere. That's to tell you that they are trying to gain back the confidence of people. Then doing this again, we literally tell people another kind of thing concerning them. And I can't imagine them doing this kind of thing this time around. That is why some people are alleging that they are being sold out again. So people will no longer trust them so to their word. That is what is really going on. And to Yemi Cardoso or anybody that is, see, we are tired of this. We do. The policy and even everything. Before I leave NLC, everything NLC is bringing out is something we have known before. We have been saying it on this platform, Mr. Puan. Nothing of that on that list has not been said on this platform. So everybody knows it. Then how do you want them to do these things? That's why everybody is calling for that protest. You have to force them to do these things. You can't just put it on the paper.
Right.
I expect them to do it.
Thank you.
So you can't just put it on paper. I expect them to do it. You have to force them to do it. That's why people need that protest. Force them to do these things. Not giving them paper every time. And concerning Yemi Cardoso, this thing will just
thank you very much, sir.
Unemployment and problem.
Yeah.
God bless this.
Thank you very much. All right, 0913 6,410. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, this is obvious. I was the one that called earlier and the line cut off.
So we can.
Yeah, I wanted to finish what I was saying and move to CBN. No, one is that my training in forensic, even forensic audit, even in religion and management consulting, they say everything starts with a small issue. So you if you're unfaithful in small things, you cannot be faithful in bigger things. And what does that mean? If somebody consistently over a period, that's trend. Although you don't understand regressive analysis and the rest. And the person consistently, how will you does the same thing? You come and say, I didn't see anything because I didn't see anything. Then the person is not reasoning with his or her brain. But that's beside the point. If you want to believe this one or that one, I'm not saying you should say what you didn't see. But if you ask me, that's why people don't take them seriously, what people are doing. But let me move to CBN. The point is that, some of us know some of these people way back. I've been a chartered accountant for 32 years. We are asking of people what they cannot give. I'm not political. I know the people, even the governor before then. These were commercial bankers who were, they did not even understand commercial banking, but that's not what they do in commercial banking outside this country. Secondly, they were steeped in everything wrong with our own commercial banking. You give the people a central bank of a distressed country facing the biggest challenge of this world to manage. I think it will be utmost foolery to expect anything good. Because the people are fighting against a strong wind. They are not even sleeping doing the best of things, focus of solving the problems of 200 million people. I'm not saying you should believe me, but I have a moral authority to call and say what, because I'm not guessing. These are people I've known for 30 years. Thank you.
That's right. Thank you very much. I didn't get the name, but thank you for sharing your contribution. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Good morning. My name is Daniela.
Good morning, Mr. Daniela, who's always on transit.
Yeah, good morning. Mr. Mawogo, anyway.
You're at work. Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Yeah, fine. Let me just say, labor is a different fashion against Nigeria as a trade. You cannot be blowing notes in the morning and be blowing cold in the evening. Like Mr. Fᴏᴜʟ always say, I'm dealing with TINUBU, who is also a labor on his own. You understand? So I think they need to. People don't see. A time will come, an organic protest will come, and labor will try to join and they'll chase them away. Mark it down. Yeah, mark it down. Because if labor had actually gone on strike after that infamous speech, May 29, perhaps Nigeria will not be where it is today. Mr. Fᴜʟᴜ, remember last year IMF will project, Nigeria will pay subsidy in the next chemical. And I remember the Yemi Cardoso yourself jokingly, but you are more like prophet, that you just say, watch it to NFDC will say this is what they are telling on subsidy. Do you remember?
Of course, yes.
And it was great like that. See, Nigeria itself is a country that needs to be studied. We need to work out our own economy that will suit and work for us. Trying to say you are increasing borrowing rate or interest rate, so that when you are borrowing interest rate, so that when you do that, people will not borrow and inflation will drop. This will only happen when there is surplus, when there are companies producing. See, go to several companies, several warehouses are empty. You know why? Even the ones you borrow to buy, while your goods are on the water, before it gets to Apapa, dollar has increased.
And duty has tripled of what?
Exactly. So by the time you will even come and you sell, going to maybe you bought 10, you will not be restocking 5. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. See, we need to actually do what works for us.
Right.
You are not so as an SME now. I want to go and borrow money. You are not giving me everything falls back on you and I. We need to understand the kind of economy that works for us. Something that suits us. Something. Thank you very much. It is all. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you, Damla, for sharing your contribution. This is still Mainland 98.3 FM, and you are on to Mainland Focus, and we're having a conversation as regards the interest rate hike. The MPC of the CBN has voted to increase the benchmark interest rate to 22.75, and economics has foreseen fresh job losses, recession, and all of that if this actually pulls through. We're also looking at labor. They suspended today's protest. What do you think of yesterday's protest? What do you think of the suspension of today's protest? And also, what exactly do you think of the 7-point demand of Labour? We read out the entire 17-point demand earlier on. I hope that you were with us then, because there's no time to actually run through that again at this time. So let's take some messages off Facebook. Thank you to everyone who is with us on Facebook, and to those who have also dropped messages. Please do well to like and share the post. Would really appreciate that as well. Ebilade Ambo, government will... Apologies for that. Okay, government will have what is good for them, and Labour will have what is good for them. Let the kite perch and let the egret perch too. If one says no to the other, let his wing break. Between Labour and federal government, there must be a common ground that will benefit both the federal government and Labour, not forgetting the common man, who is the worst hit in this treacherous economy. Excuse me. We also have here, good morning, mainland. For me, NLC calling off the protest after a day instead of 2 days looks suspicious. Why can't they do the 2 days protest, then pick up the 17 demands that may not be implemented by this federal government under President TINUBU? Well, time shall tell. Yemi Cardoso should know that they are appointed to solve problems. A sick person going to the hospital is to be attended to by the doctor and get well, not for the doctor to get the problem compounded. President TINUBU should know that Nigerians are not happy with his policy of subsidy gone and floating of naira that have brought untold hardship to Nigerians. Let President open border for food to come in, since our farmers can no longer go to the farm because of insecurity. May God help us as a nation. Benjamin from Shobule. I also have here Adebayo Oguni. Point of correction, Fuad and Sandra. Federal government paid 3 months wage award last week.
Okay, they paid 3.
Adeboye Oguni. Thank you very much. We used to have, someone who used to give us the updates as regards the payments, and we haven't gotten that. But thank you very much. If we're also going to fact check that too, and see if this is actually the right thing.
Said last week, huh?
Yes, he said it was paid last week. That should be
September, October, November.
No. September and October were paid.
Yeah, so it will be November.
November, December, January.
He said they paid 3 together.
He said they paid 3 together. That's what he's saying.
Yes. They paid 3.
They've paid 3 together.
Oh, okay. Is that what he's saying?
He said federal government paid 3 months wage award last week.
3 months wage award.
Yes.
It's still not clear. You understand?
They are owing 3 months, so maybe it's the 3 months that has been paid. That's why I said we'll fact check.
That's why it's a maybe.
We need to check
sure.
that. Yes.
If it's not those that they've paid September, October, November.
No. September, October has been paid.
If you had said 3 months together, I'll be sure.
You just want that.
To be sure now, so that we're not.
All right, but we'll definitely check that and see what we can take.
That's very easy to fact check, really.
Yes, very easy actually. I'm sure someone probably before we end the show would call in to give his their report. Prince Leo Ozoma, good morning. It is worthy of note that NLC came out with this 17 points agenda list for the government to implement to ameliorate the sufferings of the masses, which is timely. And I think the government should itemize them in order of priority and implement them in phases in agreement with NLC. But will this government listen to the NLC when they are still erroneously believing that all the protests are politically motivated, as if we are merely exaggerating the massive hunger in the land? Government must listen to Labour now, because if they do not, may God save Nigeria and Nigerians with what may befall us. Suspension of the protest is welcome, and it shows that the NLC is in tune with the mood of the people. For the CBN, all we need to see is a robust economy, and if they do not know what to do and how to go about it, please let them honorably resign. Leo Zoma from Isolo. Thank you. James Ogbona, I greet you fundamentally. When I heard that police shared biscuit and water to protesters here in Lagos, I was dumbfounded, because the police takes from you, especially the ones on the road, searching for what is not in your car. Mr. Fuad, what effect will the CBN's MPC meeting have generally on our economy and forex? James Ogbona from Oshodi. A 22.7% interest rate, coming from an 18.75 interest rate, as against an inflation rate of 29%. So if CBN is giving interest rate of 27, then imagine what the commercial banks will give. All right, and then I think you should answer the question. How does it affect our forex?
Forex is a different conversation entirely, because this is just about inflation.
I don't get that.
So their mind is that people will stop borrowing, of course, reduce money in circulation, and that automatically will trickle down into solving the inflation problems. And what experts have said several. Like I said, I listened to Bismarck Rwani yesterday and some other experts that look, we've consistently done this thing and it's not giving us the result. Why are we still doing it? But again,
that's right.
So
I mean, Yemi Cardoso said that their decision was they're trying to look at the inflationary and exchange rate pressures, projected inflation, rising inflation expectations, and that's what they were concerned about when they made the decision to increase the interest rates.
I was hoping that Mr. Yemi Cardoso would have spoken to the issue of the ROI Economic Forum, saying that look, the government should investigate why at every FAC sharing every month the forex goes up. Now, why is it that every time FAC is shared?
Yeah, we've moved past that one. Nobody's saying anything about that.
You should not move past it because it's part of the problem. And that's what we're saying that, look, yes, he talked about strong regulations at this time. He said he's going to, of course, serious regulations from the banks, the commercial banks and all of that, which I think is a very good one because a lot of people have said that, look, the banks are part of the problem. The banks are actually even one of the major problems we're facing with our forex crisis. But there's also the corrupt, speculative demand that he needs to attend to, especially from the political class.
Thank you very much, Fuad. Adeboye Oguni is saying that the federal government paid 3 months wage award in the space of 7 days. I guess their aim was to avert the protest. So I think that answers your question.
That's the question, yeah. Well, that's at least people that got it have gotten it. It's a good one for them. Abi?
35 times 3.
Better late than never.
Yes, that's 105,000.
It's good money for them. Yeah?
Just like that.
And it's good money for them.
That's one bag of rice.
No, it's not. It's more than one bag. At least you buy chicken and pepper.
Yeah, and oil and gas.
So
did you reach gas? I don't know if you reach gas.
Gas is 1.4 per kg in one.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Fuad. And that's coming from Frankly John. I also have here Abdurrafiu Alabalakwe saying, good morning. Nigerians should pray for this country and pray for the leaders to succeed, because if the leaders succeed, that's when the ordinary people will feel the impact of the country positively. So, Nigerians should stop raising curses on the country. Its effect is affecting all our spheres of life in this country. What I know is that Aṣíwájú will fix Nigeria by the special grace of God. However, Aṣíwájú Bola Tinubu should amend some of his policies by allowing food items to come in from abroad by way of importation so that Nigerians can have enough and affordable foodstuff like rice, groundnut oil, and other essential food commodities. Lastly, federal government led by Aṣíwájú and his party APC should see that yesterday's protest has one political undertone or what have you. Our party should take that message of the protesters to the president for him to work with. This is the only way that can assist the president. Look, that economic committee members set up can't advise him well, because Aliko Dangote, Tony Elumelu, Dapo Abiodun may not advise him too well, because they won't give advice that will go against their business. God bless Nigeria. Alaba Alakwe from Sabo Ijewoniba Ojo. All right, let's go back to the phone line. Thank you for staying with us. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning. Hello? Good morning.
Yeah, this is 괶ᴇ Joshua from the
you need to speak up so we can hear you, please. Thank you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
this is better.
Better now, 괶ᴇ Joshua. Yeah. Hello.
Okay,
Sandra, we've confirmed it.
Hello?
They paid 35,000 times 3. Yes, just confirmed that from a federal government worker now.
You don't trust Mr. Adeboye?
No, we have to confirm check. So
I'm having an issue here. All right.
They paid November, December, January.
Please, just give us a minute. There's just a tiny hitch here with our phone line. We'll be back to the phone line in a bit. Let's take some WhatsApp messages I have here. It's getting clearer how confused the present people in power are. The CBN is just rigmaroling and repeating the same old style of increasing interest rate that have just been worsening the economy for some time now. I don't see what this team in CBN and economic team carrying us anywhere other than more doom and frustration. On the NLC demands, I think they are just on point. Steve from Ijaniki, thank you very much. Appreciate. All right, so we also have here, I carefully listened to NPC meeting yesterday, and the statement made by Cardoso shows that they are still confused and lack ability to make things right economically. Just listen to what he said about the flows of dollar and liquidity in a country where we have secret police and EFCC that can trace and arrest any economic saboteurs. I always said it that they know it but can't just do the right thing because their heads also is already soiled. Then on NLC protests, it is shocking that they backslided again without cogent reason. But be that as it may, federal government should understand that people are hungry and angry, and a stitch in time saves 9. They said they should hasten to reverse all those ill policies to avert anarchy in short run. Chika Bende from Trade Fair, Lagos. Thank you very much. Appreciate. I also have here, hi Mainland FM. The CBN raising interest rates to me as an economist is like someone living in a virtual reality and linking it to real life. How can you increase interest rates in an economy that people are barely able to sustain themselves? This will lead to bankruptcy, and I'm struggling here. Please, maybe you should send the message again. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Don Peters.
Yes, my take will be on CBN. I want to raise two reservations. Number one is the revelation of Sanusi. That have not gone off my head ever since that man made that revelation about the people working in CBN. He told us that the children of the politicians. What does that mean? It means if they are competent, let there be there. If they are not competent, let there be there. So you ask yourself, those who are not competent but they are in CBN, how are they going to give us a good policy and formulate what will work for the people? Number two is on the revelation of this man from Adamawa State. I think the glass cutter man. What's his name again?
Babacha Lawal.
Babacha Lawal. Babacha Lawal asked us a question, and I don't know if we are looking at that question he asked us. He said, how sure are we that a man who only managed a bank with 17 branches all over Federation, and he's now the CBN governor, how are we sure that he's going to give us a robust and a thoughtful economy and policies that will better the CBN? He said that this current CBN governor only managed a bank with 14 branches or 17 branches, and they only have branches in Lagos, Warri, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. So, are you seeing competency there? I don't know, ask yourself that question. Okay, if we talk about banks, Fidelity Bank have how many branches? Access Bank have how many branches in Nigeria? But this one have only 17. And you made him a CBN governor. What makes you think he will give you a good policy that will better the life of the people and the economy? We have to start thinking deep here and know where our problems are. All these things is not something we can just wave out. How is the capacity of that man? I doubt it. I doubt his capacity. I doubt it big time. Honestly speaking, whenever I hear about CBN, in my corner, I began to think about those two things. I see that this people can take us anywhere. Thank you.
Well, for Cardoso, I will judge his competence by the results on ground. What he's able to achieve will determine how we'll rate his competence. That's just my take.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Sandra.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
How are you? Mr. Fuad, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Thank you, God bless you all. You see, simple demand agenda by the Labour Congress. I think they say face to face is better than foreign letters. I think they met Mr. President before yesterday. You are sending a letter now. Where you met Mr. President, what do you do, Mr. President? I think what I'm expecting from there yesterday, when we meet Mr. President, we give so point to we drop it on the table, or we say to his hearing, And this process we are going to this, we don't want to make it as we promise, just for working sake. Now, the TUC is already back out. And as it is now, if you have the meeting Mr. President for yesterday, all these things are supposed to be discussed. You say, if you try to call off the strike, you still demanding ultimatum for another 14 days. So what if we not met within that 14 days? We have been protesting before the NSC come on board. We talk every day, we spend our money for the card, waste our time for 2 hours to make sure we make a call. So we have been protesting. We are just telling Mr. President again, you are reminding him to fulfill his promise to the labor, fulfill his promise to Nigeria. Because this CNG buses, how many months will it take for it to come from abroad and contract that to Nigeria? All these promises, the most fulfill the promise. One thing I know very clear to me, as a default Muslim, the Holy Book says when you make a promise, you are about to fulfill your promise. If you are a real Christian, if you are a real Muslim, and Mr. Mary, one of them, because he must fulfill his promise. And for the central bank, when you talk of reform, it really dally or to get the right edition. I'll be talking every week, but I want the man to succeed. I want you to do the right thing to save the naira. Good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. I appreciate. We can squeeze one more phone call to wrap things up. So a few messages. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
We can hear you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Salah. I'm calling from ʔᴏᴏᴏ.
All right.
My Oga, good morning, sir. You see, quickly, Oga forward for NLC 17, whatever the demand is cannot be like one that Mr. President willingly on his own
promised.
You understand? Tell the Nigerians that this is what they can do. As we speak, none of them is implemented by him. You understand? So that one is diversionary by NLC because there is nothing will come out of it. This is number one. Number two is about the 22% of interest rate.
Yes.
On that forward, let me tell you with all, because this is something that I worked in a financial institution before as a junior staff. And the function of my job, I supposed to know something. I know. You understand? One thing that 22% that you are talking about, even if it's 23%, people will still go out, they will still borrow money. They will still lend money from the bank. You know how it works? You just get some guys in credit appraiser. You get some guys in risk management. You understand? With connivance with some of the bank's executives, that loan will approve to you. You understand? At the end of the day, the loan will become a bad loan. You settle some guys, that loan becomes a bad loan. That is how it works. Not that they will not borrow the money. Okay, now, you take a look at it now. Last week or this week, yes, last week or sometime this week, the manufacturers are complaining bitterly that the goods, they are just warehousing them. There is no patronage. They are not selling it.
They're not buying.
Nobody, no buyer. So if there is no buyer, why are they loaning money? They will loan the money and the loan will be that loan. Sometime last time you check it about how many, almost 400 billion bad loan, Nigeria, bad loan. Hello?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, that's the last call we can take for this morning. It's been quite an interesting, conversation thus far. We have a few more messages on Facebook and WhatsApp. We can just wrap things up. Rashid Taurid is saying, good morning, Mainland FM. The 7 points of labor, 17 actually, is good. But then the government should also open our borders. It's part of what they said, rather than allowing people to queue to buy food items and dine in the process. 17 actually, and this is actually part of the point that what they pointed out. Yeah. Olumiwa is saying, good morning, Mainland FM. On 17 points agenda, I laugh at this NLC. That labor protest ended on the eve of the protest when labor leaders were invited to Aso Rock. Government will do nothing about those agenda because they are not moved by those things, and it is not the language they understand and respect. Hence, the circle of hardship continues. My take is this: when Nigerians are fully tired and hunger killing becomes rampant, people will take back their country. Muyiwa from Abuja. All right. We also have here Babatunde Ayade Jola Show. Mr. Fuad, implementation of the policies with utmost good faith is not much to ask for. If I have to juxtapose or make a reference with what was obtainable during the Obasanjo administration, the policies were okay in terms of fiscal and monetary policy. The then Minister of Finance prevented leakages at the port by using bathwater theory. And that alone is making us to have huge revenue from NCS, Nigeria Customs Service, today. There are certain policies that may be implemented which at times might not be okay in the short run, but the long run will be better for it. Okay, Mr. Papatunde, thank you. I also have here Nze Daberechi saying good morning, Mainland FM. May God help us in this country. Kehinde Akinde is saying good morning. This government will go nowhere if price control mechanism is not put in place to checkmate the capitalist economy we're operating. Again, for the CBN to get control of the economy, the commercial banks should be well regulated to stimulate the economy. Most banks give loans to their friends and family who hardly pay back. All right, well, that's a wrap for today. I'd like to sincerely apologize if we were not able to take your call or if we're not able to read the messages that you sent. But of course, we always put it out there that time isn't really our friend on this show. But not to worry, the conversation continues. Join Yemi Aᴊɪไ and Said Fuad by 1 p.m. today for midweek politics. Tomorrow is also open forum. I mean, it's a period of different conversations, not just politics. Since today is pure politics, of course. But it promises to be an interesting one, so you may want to stay tuned to Mainland 98.3 FM. Thank you very much, Said Fuad,
Thank you for having me.
My name still remains Omobola Sandra, and this is Mainland FM, where the conversation never stops.
Yeah, know what they say.
98.3 Mainland FM.
Come on, give me some. Yeah, I want mine. Golden penny noodles. Yeah, that's why I get mine.
Golden penny noodles now available in chicken flavor, jollof chicken flavor, ghost meat pepper soup flavor,